We will be taking our clouds that we stitched up on our separate piece of fabric, and we'll be cutting it out and then attaching it to our pattern in something called a raised slip. And that is like an intro to Stumpwork. So that way we can get this really nice 3D effect with these clouds on the fabric. All you're going to be needing is some thread. I like to use the size 8 bright white that we used for the mountains, your chenille 22 needle, and some fabric scissors to cut the fabric around the cloud. Take the fabric out of the second hoop that you're using, take your fabric scissors, and cut around the cloud. Now when you're cutting the fabric around the cloud, you want to make sure you leave about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of fabric all the way around. Then cut a piece of thread, thread your needle, and what you're going to do is something called a running stitch all the way around the cloud. Running stitch is basically going into the fabric, coming up, going into the fabric, and coming up. Once you've done a running stitch all the way around, what you're going to do is then you're going to flip your slip upside down, going to pull your thread to kind of cinch up that back of the fabric, so that way it's lying nice and flat against the back of your slip. You can already see it starting to raise those stitches up a little bit. If you've done that, it's time to attach the slip to the fabric. Once you've cinched up all of the ends of the fabric, it's time to attach your slip to our fabric of the pattern. Place your slip where you want it to go, making sure that this part here with the white is at an angle to kind of follow where the rays of the sun would go. You take the thread that you've already been using, start doing is tacking down this fabric that's underneath the slip. So you come up from underneath, you go into the fabric of the slip that's underneath the stitches. Making sure to pull tight so it pulls that slip down. And you will do this all the way around the slip. If you're noticing some little gaps under here, you wanting it to look more full, what you can do, like I did over here, just add a few more of those colonial knots to kind of pin down the slip a little bit to give it more of that rounded edge. That is how you do a raised attached slip. Most basic beginner stump work you could do with your embroidery. Hope you guys love this little intro into stump work. Definitely love the texture of the matte cotton with this stump work. It really gives it really nice dimension and texture. Plus it's really fun to play with. If you haven't gotten a chance already to get your supplies, head on over to DMC's website, promo code GULAXDMC at checkout. And yeah, don't forget, pattern is free and there's no time limit for creating this. You can do it now, you can do it next month. All the information will stay on Instagram as well as on the DMC website and my website as well. So don't hesitate to get started. Even if you're going to be super far behind, does not matter. You can definitely go at your own pace. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.